Saints fans, if you don't want your 2022 NFL Draft to be a bust, what I want you to do is go ahead and like this video right now. I don't know about you. I am quite a bit of a superstitious type of dude. Either way, I'm excited for the NFL Draft, and I want you to go ahead and like the video. Coming up here on today's show, we're going to be breaking down some first-round draft targets that the New Orleans Saints could have at pick number 18. Mitchell Wrench from Chat Sports ready to walk you guys through some of these players that I think ultimately could really help out this New Orleans roster. Now, before we get into some of those players, let's look at some of these draft picks here. Now, let me mention that the first round, second round, and third round picks are basically set in stone. Now, what you see for 98 and 99 right now up on screen in round 3, those are compensatory picks, but some of the picks set in round 4, round 5, and round 7, those still can change. Remember, the Saints lost their 6th-round draft pick because of some COVID violations. So the biggest reason why I am making this video is because I want you guys to let me know, who do you want the New Orleans Saints to go ahead and pick at number 18 overall in this year's draft? Now, the way that the players that you guys are about to see on screen are ranked, I have them from 5 all the way down to 1, meaning the number 1 guy, the last guy, would be the top player that I think New Orleans should pick in the first round. Saints draft targets in round 1, coming in here at number 5. It's Jordan Davis, defensive tackle from Georgia. This guy is an absolute monster on the defensive side of the football, and some people out there are like, wait a minute, the Saints have one of the best defenses in the league. Why should they go out and draft Davis? This guy's just a big dude, 6'6", 330 pounds. Heck, he might even be 340 pounds. He is the Outland Bednar Trophy winner. And Saints, even though they might not target a defensive player in round 1, there might be a situation where, like, he is the best DT in this year's draft, and if you can get your hands on this dude, then you might want to go ahead and do it. Now, I saw this pretty interesting quote from PFN draft analyst on Jordan Davis. One of the most impressive aspects of Davis's game is his athletic prowess. The Georgia DT has fantastic speed for his size. His nimble on his toes, possesses a surprising change of direction ability, and can cover ground exceptionally well. I likened to him Express Train on social media recently. Men of his size are not supposed to get up with such head of speed. Now, that I do fully agree, and you were able to see how disruptive he was up against Michigan, up against Alabama. Jordan Davis coming in here at number 5 on my list of Saints draft targets at pick number 18. Now, to make sure you guys don't miss anything around New Orleans the entire offseason, because I know it sucks the Saints didn't make the playoffs, but we're going to be keeping you guys up to date on free agency, trades, draft, a whole bunch of content here. The more subs that this channel gets, the more videos we're going to be able to provide y'all. So if you haven't already, hit that sub button. Let's go to number 4 here on my list, Treylin Burks, wide receiver out of Arkansas. I should also mention that some of the players that aren't going to be on this show is because I don't think that there's any chance that they're going to be available at pick number 18. So the guys that you see are actually realistic chance of being there, right? So he caught over a third of Arkansas's passes this past year. I mean, if you're looking for a true number 1, I'm not sure what exactly is going to happen with Michael Thomas, but from what I've seen from Burks, big physical receiver, big catch radius, which is something that I really like. He can play inside, he can play outside. Now, he has had some issues with some concentration drops because, I think that just comes with he's going to learn to position a little bit better, need to use his body a little bit more. But the comp that I have, you guys might call me crazy, if he really pans out, he can be an Andre Johnson type of receiver. Treylin Burke from Arkansas, definitely somebody to keep in mind. Coming in here at number 3, I'm going to go Jamison Williams, and some of you are going to be like, wait a minute. I watched the Natty. Jamison Williams tore his ACL. He's not going to be ready for the NFL draft. You're right. That's 100% accurate. Here's the thing, though. Remember Jalen Waddle last year when Waddle was injured and then he went ahead and ended up breaking Anquan Bolden's rookie reception record? Why? Because Jalen Waddle is a freak of nature. Now, Jamison Williams isn't quite the overall talent that Waddle is, but if he's going to be good to go for the start of the season, I still think that he could be a top 15 pick. Now, if you want to play it safe and go with other receivers, there's a lot of other really talented receivers in this year's draft, but his ability to be able to track the ball and just in the air, yards after the catch, is what makes Jamison Williams, maybe fully healthy, the top receiver in this year's draft. Now, what I want you guys to do is go down in the comment section right now and let me know, what is the Saints' biggest draft need as it stands right now? Personally, I think it's quarterback just because You saw how good New Orleans was this season. And they have a lot of really talented pieces. Wide receiver definitely deserves to get thrown up in there as well. And speaking of quarterback, Matt Corral, quarterback here of Ole Miss, coming in at number 2. Another player who's dealing with some injuries now. Some people out there are like, well, why not Kenny Pickett? I'm actually okay with Kenny Pickett as well. I just think Corral has a little bit of a higher upside. And when somebody like Sean Payton is in the room and you can get a lot out of a quarterback, you're going to roll the dice here and you can make it work. Now, he suffered that ankle injury during the Sugar Bowl, but the MRI came back that it was negative. I don't know how much you're going to see him from the NFL Combine, but if this dude's fully healthy and you need to try to go ahead and build around a quarterback in the draft, which let's face it, that might have to happen considering the fact of what the Saints cap situation is looking like. Corral is my number 1 guy. Not many turnovers, great pocket awareness, which is a very, very important aspect to his game. He's tough, he's accurate, he's got a good enough arm, and that athletic ability really helps him get outside the pocket. Would love to see what Sean Payton would be able to do with Corral. Now, Corral could also make Taysom a weapon and not an asset. I understand that some people thought that Taysom Hill was going to be able to be your quarterback. Sorry, he's just a really good athlete. Not that he's like a Tim Tebow style type of player, but when Taysom Hill's at his best, it's when he's not relied upon to throw all these times. It's when he can come in, it can be 3rd and goal, 4th and goal, 3rd and 1. He just needs to pick up a few clutch plays, and if you can get a guy like Matt Corral, then Taysom can go back to being that type of dude. Coming in here, though, at number 1 is Garrett Wilson, wide receiver from Ohio State. Because of the injury to Jamison Williams, you could actually see Wilson go a little bit higher in the draft because now I think he's probably the top guy out there. He's dynamic with the ball in his hands and has speed to just absolutely break away. The fact that he can play inside and he can play outside, which is a major, major thing going forward in the NFL because you're seeing some of these wide receiver ones that for the longest time only played on the outsides. Now you're seeing a lot of these wide receiver ones going to the inside. I mean, look at Michael Thomas. He is almost the perfect example of that. So Garrett Wilson coming in at number 1. So my top 5 Saints draft targets that are realistic at pick number 18. Coming in at number 5, the defensive tackle out of Georgia, Jordan Davis. Treylin Burks, wide receiver out of Arkansas at number 4. Jamison Williams, wide receiver from Bama at 3. Matt Corral, quarterback from Mississippi at number 2. And then Garrett Wilson, wide receiver from Ohio State at number 1. Now let's just say all 5 of these players are on the board. You're sitting there, you're at pick number 18, and you have to take one of these 5 players. Who would you take? If it's Jordan Davis, type JD. If it's Burks, type TB. Jamison Williams, JW. Corral, MC. Or Garrett Wilson, go ahead and type GW. Now, I get it. Some of those guys will not be available, and that's just part of it. Plus, I'm sure there's going to be some players that go a lot earlier that you just simply do not anticipate. We will be keeping you guys up to date. We're going to be breaking it all down for you, but I also know this. There's a lot of draft prospects out there. So out of some of the prospects that you guys love, who are some people that I missed? Who are some people that I should go ahead and watch the tape on and be like, you know what? That dude would be a really good fit for the New Orleans Saints. Now, if you guys went ahead and made it this far in the video and you haven't subscribed yet to this YouTube channel, please go ahead and do so. We're trying to get to 2,000 subs, and the more subs we get, the more videos we can do. If you have made it this far, if you could, send that link that you see down there below, youtube.com/Saints Today, and send it to some of your Saints fans. That way we can keep on marching on this channel.